Hi, fam. This feels special. Ooh, this feels really special. Like, I feel like I gotta be a little bit more up close and personal. I feel like I've transformed into a new person today. That's kind of wild. Wow. I, total vulnerability, had some mama cannabis last night, and we communed, and it was fantastic, and I definitely got what I needed from it. And it's so funny to me because, number one, I never know what these videos are going to be when I sit down to record them. It's so funny. Didn't think that this is where this was going today, but here we are. Apparently we're right on track. So I guess we're going to be talking about communing. We'll see where it goes. It's like when I do one-on-one sessions with people. It's so funny. I'm just like, I just show up and here we are. We always get where we need to go. Yeah, I sat with Mama Cannabis last night. And it's funny because the last few times that I sat with her over the last week or two, for those of you that don't know, I used to be a major stony baloney. So, like, not sitting with it all day, every day, although I feel like I had enough of an initiation with that. I have a whole different relationship with it now. And what's interesting is that I was called to use it when I went to Los Angeles 2 weeks ago. And then I felt guided to use it again when I got to San Francisco. And I've noted over the last couple of years, year or two, really, last year actually, that when I would get into new spaces, right, like I would be house sitting or whatever, and I would get into these new spaces and I would feel called, quote unquote, to use it, but I started checking myself, like, am I running, am I numbing, right? Because for so many years I numbed. Oh my god, so many years I numbed. And so with all that being said, LA was good, but just, it was okay. Like, I definitely, like, even trying to think back to, like, well, that was 2 weeks ago now. It felt like, got distracted by the dog. But yeah, LA was good. I'm like, did I smoke when I was in LA? No, I definitely smoked when I was in LA, but it didn't really do much of anything. Oh, hi friend. Where did you just come from? There's a little feather that just came, like, flying down from I don't know where because I'm sitting on a covered porch. Like, in case you were wondering, this little... So interesting. I'm gonna put that right back there. I'm, like, literally in a covered porch. How did that get here? I always take that as a sign that my team, my angels, however you want to say it, is all around me. I mean, I know they always are, but when that happens, I keep having to pause this video. It's so funny. There's, like, so many distractions. I love, that's like the second or third time that's happened where a feather has just, like, literally just poof out of nowhere, like, into my, like, literally right in my line of sight in the last, like, 24, 48 hours, which is really interesting. Anyways, back to Mama Cannabis because she deserves our attention. Yeah, so LA was interesting. I didn't feel like I really got a whole lot from it. And then San Francisco, however, I decided to commune while I had my period. And I didn't realize how much of a tizzy that would send me in. For those of you that don't know, like, obviously cannabis can, you know, thin the veil even more than it's already thinned for me. And man, I went to the underworld for a few days. I mean, that's kind of what your period is like anyway, right? It's the void, it's the winter, it's, you know, but this was like, it got real dark and depressing for a few days, and it was like raining and cold and windy and just not good weather in San Francisco, and it got really dark and turbulent there for a few days, and I was like, am I coming back from this? And I was a little nerved when last night I was just like, man, I just want to smoke a J on the back porch, and I just want to like hang out and create some music. Like, I don't want to go deep into my psyche. I don't want to like be at the bottom of the ocean digging shit up. Like, I just want a really awesome experience. And so that's what happened. I set the intention and sat on the couch for like an hour or 2 hours. I don't even know. I went into like a little flow state creative portal and just started creating music, and it was really good, and it was so fun. And I was like, man, I miss creating, right? Like, cannabis is a female plant, feminine plant, if you will. It needs direction. And so when you set an intention with cannabis, you will get whatever your intention is. And it's even better if it's creative, because Mama Cannabis likes to be creative. And that's what I've learned with working with all these different medicines that I've been called to, is they'll call you at different points in your life. And it's about being open to the medicine and what it has to offer you. I always believe if it's calling, it's for a reason. And when you work with it more intentionally, rather than just using it as a party drug or whatever, right? Your intention is everything. And even with mushrooms, like, mushrooms has been such a interesting journey, right? Because I've used them to be in the party realms. I've used it with intention to, you know, show me, to help me create. And I've worked with it without ingesting it. And it's just been such an interesting process getting to know these plants, these different medicines from a different light than most people see them, you know? And how cool is it that we get to be here in this little 3D world and do that? But also, I work with the 5D a lot, and so working with the 5D with my intention and pulling those things through is just really, really beautiful. I had a really, really great experience last night, and I woke up and I was like, whoa, like, I actually dreamed last night? Like, that's wild, because I don't usually dream when I have THC in my system, because fun fact, THC prevents you from hitting REM sleep, and REM sleep is where you dream. And so, yeah, just like super great experience. Got some vibey music for our Wednesday shenanigans. Yeah, I'm excited to create. And what's interesting is I never used to use cannabis like that. And then in 2022, I detoxed for a month, and I went back to it, and I was like, I'm gonna have a different relationship. And it has been the most trying relationship. But I finally feel like I'm in a space where I don't have to try anymore, where it just gets to be whatever I want it to be, right? That's what life is. But it gives me what I need every time. Like, even those darker episodes last week, like, it still got me to where I needed to be now, and there's a reason why all that had to come up. And also I was like, ooh, I spent a lot of time here over like the last few years. Like, I don't desire to be in the underworld. But it gave me so much truth and wisdom. And you know, I said that in one of my last videos of just like, when you go to the underworld, like, there, it's kind of it's dark and depressing down there sometimes, but like when you come up and you get that first breath of fresh air, it is like, man, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Dane Cook special or skit, if you will, about the angel in the cereal box, and when he opens it up, it's like the little angel pops out like, la, like that's what it feels like coming up from the underworld. And what a beautiful thing that is, you know. But yeah, it's just so interesting. I spent so many of my years numbing, and I feel like even as a collective, we're getting out of that, like, I need to numb everything, because people are realizing, like, oh fuck, I need to make a change if I want something to change in my life. But like, if I'm numbing out, I can't see like what I need to change. And reevaluating my relationship with medicines and when I use them and how I use them, and really listening to when my soul calls to them or they call to me, right? It's one and the same. But it always provides me with something. And last night it provided me with music, which was really fun. And I woke up feeling so good. I was like, oh, like, I don't feel dark and depressy. I actually feel like I didn't use anything last night, which is really fucking awesome. I also wonder too, if being in Oregon, if like the handling is different, the like people surrounding it is different, the culture around it is different. Like, I don't know, I haven't been here long enough, but to like say that officially, but it kind of feels spot on. Kind of feels spot on. But yeah, super interesting. I'm excited to commune with it again, whether that'll be tonight or whenever. It's funny, I used to use cannabis and I'd be like, next day I gotta like finish it. I can't just hold on to it. Like, I'd have to get it like out of my realm. Like it wouldn't be able to be with me. I'd have to like smoke it or have an edible or whatever. And I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel like I'm pushing it away. I don't feel like I have to use it. Like, I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm like really satisfied. Like, I'm really good. I don't feel like I need it. I don't feel like it's not calling to me right now, which is so wild. Like, you know, in talking to a friend yesterday, she's, shout out Shy, she's committing to her sobriety journey, and I fucking love that for her, and I fucking love that for anybody that just desires to go sober and figure out who they are. You know, I did it. I was sober for 2 months when, like, I've gone sober in and out, but like I was like committed, like intentionally sober when I started my nomad journey 3 years ago. And I went to Bali and I stayed with strangers from all over the world, a whole group of them, for a whole 2 weeks. I didn't have a drop of alcohol. I didn't have any drugs. I didn't have any substance whatsoever. And it was magical because I finally got to see who I truly was. And I didn't crave it. I didn't even want to be, like, it was around me and I wasn't tempted. I was like, wow, I can go have these like full sober experiences and like I feel great the next day and I don't have to feel like ass, for lack of a better term. And man, it was like so life-changing. And I've gone in and out, you know, over the last couple of years, just like really redefining my relationship with substances and redefining my relationship with the spirits of these quote-unquote substances that we have been so unintentional of using for the last decade plus. And it's cool to see things start to shift, to see things meld, to see that like people are wanting to be their full authentic selves and they want to know who they are and that they're committed to being sober. I'm at the place now where I can go have a beer. I don't need to have 5. God, I remember a time when like I couldn't even drink without the thought of like, if I'm getting drink, it's to get drunk. And yeah, love that version of me. Also used to be a quote unquote mild alcoholic in my 20s, early 20s. And I I don't feel that way anymore. I don't feel that way about alcohol. I can go have 1 or 2 drinks and I'm like, I'm good. I can go to a show and not have anything. Like I went to the show and I had a beer last weekend and I was so satisfied. I was like, man, it really was just so I could like have a drink. It was not for any other reason. It wasn't to get drunk. It wasn't to attract attention. It was just like, yeah, I just want a beer. And that's okay. Like it's this whole human experience is all about balance. If I've learned anything, balance and intention, because everything is energetic. And so the minute you start with the wrong intentions, like that's what you'll get. But if you go in it with the right intentions and you know yourself, when you get to know yourself on such a deep level, you don't even question it anymore. I don't question when I want to have a beer, even if it's 12 o'clock on a Monday, aka 2 days ago. When I had pierogies and a beer at noon on a Monday. 1, because I felt guided to go, and 2, ended up having a really great conversation that obviously like was meant to happen. And 3, I just like was so complete when I got done with that beer. It was so good. I was just like, I'm good. I don't need another. I don't need to go somewhere else to get another. I can just go about the rest of my day. And man, it's wild to reflect on how much has changed, but like when you put in the work, when you're committed to getting to know yourself on a deeper level, the spirits and the medicine will provide. They will support you. And you can gain, like you don't need it. None of us need anything outside of ourselves. But I see everything as a tool, even coffee, a tool to allow me to open up, but also be grounded. Also sometimes to clear out my system. But like, how freaking cool is that we have these tools available to us on this earthly plane, and that we get to play with them and we get to know them like they're our friend. And I guess that's the one thing I would suggest is like, if you're someone who's like, oh, I like want to be sober, or like I want to have a better relationship with substance, or whatever the case is, like get to know it like it's your friend, like you would if you found a new friend at an event. Get to know them. It's the same thing. They want to get to know you as much as you want to get to know them. And when you treat it like that, it gives you a whole different perspective and provides you with so many different things, so many beautiful things. And it's exciting. And yeah, I hope if this found you, and wherever you're at on your journey, and I'd love to hear in the comments, obviously, but I'm wishing you luck, and I believe in you. And know that if that's something that you desire, is to have a better relationship with substances, it's for a reason. It's your soul calling you to more. I love that so much. Oh, so good. We're not numbing anymore, guys. It's 2026. Let's really get to know ourselves. Let's play. Let's have fun. Just let it be what it'll be without trying to control it. I love that so much. All right, fam. I love you so much. I'll see you on the next one.